Grace and peace, y'all. Alright, so today I am doing a bit of grounding, working on that root chakra. Now, if you are familiar with root chakra, you know that it has to do with your stability, your safety, pretty much feeling rooted, which is that stable feeling, right? And since I'm working on it, I was like, let me pose a question to my peoples. And the question I had was, what does stability mean to you? Now, the reason why I asked this question is because when I normally talk about stability with another, they tend to always hold the route of monetary, so money, tangible, what they can hold. Even, I feel like those are the main two. I was going to add on, but those are the main two. They talk about what they can hold, what they've obtained, and, what they earn as stability. And when I think about it in those terms, the first thing that comes to mind is that it has to have so much more, because if you had those three things in your lifestyle, that would equal to you never being able to feel shaken, right? You're rooted. But there's many of us who have money and don't feel secure, who have the ability to do the things that they want to do, and yet they still feel like there's something lacking. Now, the something is the question, because a lot of times you'll ask, what are you missing? What else could you have? What else could make you, happier? Could you be happier, and what else would do it? So normally for the round of not knowing what else could add to it. Would you add to it? Yes. But what else would add to it? Now, that's where it kind of gets dicey for me, because if you have stability and all those things are what fits in the box of stability for you, you wouldn't need anything else, because you have ultimate stability. So if you still want something more, wouldn't that mean what you call stable, or what you need to be grounded, isn't fully that? Now, for me, I can't say those things are what keep me rooted or keep me grounded, keep me feeling stable. I would say I'm definitely more of an emotional stability type person. I need the things that are unholdable, in a sense. You can't hold your peace. You can't hold your freedom, your originality, your ability to do what you want, how you want, unquestionable. You can't hold that. And you can't put a limit on it either. So when I say I want those things are actually not even things. Sorry, y'all. Listen, anytime I get to recording, there's always going to be something that starts up in the background. It's like, no, don't talk to the people. Don't give them anything that's going to help them heal. Because this whole time I was sitting here, nothing. As soon as I started recording, 2 helicopters want to pass at the exact same time. What is the likelihood? But like I was saying, the things that I've always wanted were not things. They were always emotions. They were always unholdable and in abundance, because there's no quantity to these things. And that to me is what is stable, something that can't be taken, but also can be shared, right? So I was looking into that energy, and I just was like, wondering, what do you guys call stable or equal to be stability? And see, for me, it's peace. It's being able to do what I'm doing right now, grounding, meditating, connecting to oneness, feeling into who I am and evolving that regularly. That to me is stability. What else, Holy Spirit? Learning. advancing your mental, understanding who you are as a person, and just consistently expanding on that. What else have we said? Being yourself, unapologetically, of course. These are the things that are stability, not money, because once you start chasing money, you're chasing forever. Those other things, money, tangibles, car, house, they seem like they provide stability because we were pushed to think that stability has to do with what you can build. But if something can be built, it can be broken. Now, when you build within, that's something that can't get shaken. No one can steal who I became as a person. Where someone can come and squat in your house and try to claim it's theirs. No one can steal my joy, my peace, my ability to learn, my ability to meditate. Like, that can't be stolen. What else is clear? Yeah. So what you do is you look at yourself and you decide who you want to be. You decide what makes you peace. And when you bind yourself to the idea that peace is something that you can't have within, you seem free, but really, definitely caged. I prefer the type of freedom that allows me to flow like water. I want to be able to stop and start when I want. I want to be able to go with the flow. I want to be able to change lanes. That is true stability, because stability is embracing change as if it is abnormal. And it is. Change is the one thing that we can guarantee. The seasons will never be the same. It was cooler earlier, now it's hot and I'm sweating. Why? But change, we adjust. What I did was I what I had, so that I'm not burning too much. And that inner growth will bring you your ultimate fulfillment, your 10 of cups, your joy. Because like I said, it can't go anywhere. You don't hear someone who says, I am so happy, I couldn't be happier, asking for more. If something else comes, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. But they cannot think of something else that they want more. Where when you say, you know, I have the best car, I have the best house, got a jet, I got a yacht, you're like, well, what else do you need? I haven't thought of it yet, but I will. You want more, you crave more. It's a never-ending cycle. You never stop wanting more when you start going for these things you can hold, because they're status symbols. Ooh. So the cup's out again. Status symbols. Definitely would say sharing in that love is something that people don't put on a higher front list, because when you have no one to share it with, it does make it a little bit more complicated to be happy to maintain that happiness, because you're consistently trying to protect it. So ask yourself, what is the price of that stability? Of course, but for the most part, what is stability to you? What would make you feel stable? If you didn't have to worry about money, you didn't have to worry about, status, you didn't have to worry about a title, you didn't have to worry about what anybody would think, what would bring you stability in that case? It's a good question to ask. Alright, I'm gonna leave this right here, y'all. Bye-bye, and peace.